Okay, what's happening everyone? Welcome back to another setup right here in front of you right now, 8 a.m. EST. Welcome back here. Hope you can join us every single day where we discuss the best possible setups for you, especially when something like today, a very important day, very important news occurs as well, okay? We're going to dive into the news right away. We're going to have some live news coming along here. I think it's around 20 minutes or 25 minutes from now. So we're going to be there seeing it live happening. Seeing to see what the dollar will do, gold will do, Euro USD, GU, you name it. A lot of pairs that we have on the table today. So let's not waste your time any longer, okay? Let's dive into the charts here, guys, because I have so much to cover that we have to go for it today, okay? First of all, big shout out to everyone who is here right now. BRWA, Matty, yes, Nebosha, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well, my man. Snowfall, good to see you as well. Let's see what else we have. Bennett. Mr. Bennett. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Marta. Cora. Ray Mark. CS Media. Billy Joe. Lighthouse. Amir. Ravi. A lot of familiar faces here, as always. Beautiful. Okay. A lot of charts. A lot of things to cover here. Very important day. Okay. What do we have? Number one. Core PCE price index, super crucial, okay? See it as the inflation data coming out here, the CPI. However, this is excluding food and energy. Still going to be extremely important. We do not want to see an increase in inflation right here, okay? On paper, things are moving better. Inflation is coming down here. We do not want to see reflation, okay? That's what we're seeing here, potential expectation of 3.5% here on the year over year and 0.2% on the month over month. So a lower outcome again, okay? Very important though. We saw something extremely important happening. We talked about this one already for, I don't know, this whole week, I guess. The dollar, right? We were saying, okay, at some point we're going to see breakout, and especially after coming to a low at 102.4. Remember, guys, we talked about that zone right here that we wanted to see it going to. That's the zone right here where you could pretty much look at this area of the month here. So what you could see is that you have that consolidation here, that expansion pullback. Now we're kind of seeing that bounce happening right here. So as you guys can see, we're now back, we're reacting, we're breaking out, okay? That's not really a surprise, all right? However, there are a couple of factors that we now have to take into consideration in order for us to move forward, okay? Because first of all, the first thing that I noticed is that gold didn't even move a flinch while the dollar shoot up here, okay? So that's something I would take very serious. Usually you would say, okay, if the dollar goes up, you want to see gold pushing down here. Gold did not even move here. So the question is now, are we really breaking out here? Or is this just a fake move before the news so we can flip it and turn around, okay? This is a potential scenario. I've seen it many times before when the London opens aggressively one direction in a breakout, for then the news to come out here, especially during PCE, CPI, NFP, you name it, to then turn the tables here. So I just want you to be aware of the fact this could be a major manipulation, okay? However, what we also have to acknowledge right now is the fact that we're facing some serious resistance as well. So we are back. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Right there, dollar index, boom, 103.179 at the moment. We got rejected at this particular previous high, okay? As you can see here, we saw this high right there, super important high to look at, right at this particular zone. We're now seeing the same thing happening again, and we're getting pushed back here, okay? So what I want to see, in order to remain bullish for the dollar, guys, is I want to see this flip, bullish, close above, and look for further continuation. It's that simple, okay? What was the last level that we got rejected on? Right here, okay, beautiful breakout, fantastic. This is the level that I'm looking at right now, holding us back perfectly. If we flip and close above it, I remain bullish. I'm looking for short setups for gold here, for GU, EU, you name it. The weaker currencies against the dollar in that case, which is the euro. We're going to talk about this in a second here, but that's what I want to see. For now, still a rejection potential here. So in this case, when bringing this information back towards the dollar pairs here, okay, we have to acknowledge the fact that GU right now is at an interesting level, I have to say, of demand, okay? So we're now back at this range. We got rejected, or actually we're kind of like trying to bounce from that particular range right here. But keep in mind, it is a tricky situation when there is news involved, okay? Anything can happen. You could say, okay, I'm gonna go into a position right now. I personally believe that it's not the right idea. I think it's much smarter today, based upon all the technicals that I'm currently seeing, that you enter after the news when the move happens for the directional confirmation. I think this is makes much more sense here, but this is all based upon your own strategy, obviously, as well here. But what's cool to mention though, is that this is a nice consolidation expansion. If we break below that 126.074 for GU and we close below it, I am much more bearish for GU here, looking for further continuation down. For now, it seems like we're holding up quite nicely here. Okay, look at this zone here. You could call this an area of the month. You could call this a simple retest of a range. You could call this also just a pullback for further continuation to the upside right here. Okay, so the cool thing about this one is right here is that this 4-hour candle is going to close in 47 minutes. Highly recommend to wait for this 4-hour candle. This candle is going to tell you a lot. Okay, closing like this is for me further continuation to the upside. News will come in like 20 minutes, so closing bearish, maybe potentially further continuation to the downside based upon the dollar. So there are two scenarios here, but it all has to deal with this 4-hour candle closure, which is absolutely important. Okay, so we're gonna smash that closure. We're gonna wait for that to happen, see how we react, and then we have a little bit more direction for GU. The reason why it's a very interesting pair here to look at is because of the fact that we first of all got rejected right at that bigger range, expanded, came back, 127.210, consolidation, expansion, pullback. We could see a reaction here, but it all depends, in my opinion, on the 4-hour candle. Overall, I want you to be aware of the fact that this is a rejection on the higher time frame for GU right now. Okay, now look at the Euro USD. Very similar, obviously. We expected this to be very similar as well here. The only thing with the Euro though, guys, is that the Euro has been underperforming tremendously this week. Okay, just wanted to be aware of it, that if you go back here to the news, the CPI came out year over year at 2.4%, which is lower than the forecast. Okay, however, not good for the currency itself in that manner. Therefore, obviously, the euro is pushing further down. So the euro is extremely weak. So even if a long opportunity provides us right now, I'm not going to take it due to the fact that the euro does not give me that confirmation. Okay, we can also take this to the euro index real quick, and I will show you exactly what I mean here. But the euro index has been coming down aggressively. Okay, it is not looking good at this particular moment here. Yesterday we had another trade in our V3 trading for talking about the euro Japanese yen and stuff. I do believe that the yen will provide us with some really good opportunities, which I'll dive to in a second, that we can trade directly. But the euro is definitely on the weaker side. Okay, so be aware of that. Be aware of the fact that the euro is not really performing as of what it should right now, right here at this particular moment. Now, before we talk about gold here, okay, I quickly want to go over a couple of yen basket pairs. The yen, by the way, guys, I have to say it, most money that I made over the last 2 weeks here came from the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen has been actually running extremely smooth. We have seen a major reaction to the upside again after that rejection coming down. We're now almost back at that swing point. Okay, we're talking about this particular swing high right here. Okay, so we're almost there. I do believe still that there is an opportunity for us to push us up one more time here, coming down, especially if the dollar indeed gets rejected here. So it depends on the news for today. If the dollar indeed gets rejected right at that level, then I think we're going to push up one more time here, make one more move for the yen back further to the upside, coming back to that level that we talked about this week, which is then called the value area low at 6,600 or 6,757. Okay, 6,757 for the Japanese yen, which will then bring me potentially a really nice, beautiful rejection, hopefully pushing us further down. Okay, looking at the British pound against the Japanese yen here, I think this is a beautiful setup that we can look at here. Okay, guys, so number one, yes, I am potentially still looking for continuation here. Okay, so I'm waiting for it to pull back to the 186. All right, GJ pullback 186. Okay, I want to see price pulling back here. I think that we're going to go there. I think there is a chance we're going to push back towards that level, fill up that fair value gap right here, tap us in the 62% or the 618 Fibonacci from the swing low to swing high point. Then the yen basket will be potentially up there somewhat in resistance coming along in this particular range right here for it to then potentially bounce. Okay, and this is where I do believe that from a higher time frame standpoint, okay, we're talking about the 4-hour here, you could say that this could be a bounce that we're looking at. Okay, and if that bounce occurs, we're going to go to lower time frames, we're going to look for entries, but at least you know that we have at least a medium time frame on your side, so you can look and continue from there, pushing us potentially further up. So I'm very actually bullish here on the GJ pair right now, potentially looking for the continuation. However, on the lower time frame right now, as you can see here, and this is I think an important one to mention here, take this to the 10-minute. You just have seen a rejection right now, okay, and we might see us looking into a continuation here. So look at how we got rejected. Right at that zone here. Beautiful top. Manipulation of this previous high. Okay, so beautiful reaction right here. Manipulation to this particular high. Now facing down, expanding, taking out all the lows, pulling back up. Now kind of getting rejected here. Okay, so this is very interesting to look at. What I want to see is again on the lower time frame a potential further breakdown below the 4-hour Fibonacci, the 4-hour 50%, the equilibrium. Okay, so I want to see a closure below here, and I do think that this could then pull us further down towards these lows again, coming down further to our initial target. Okay, so for now I remain neutral unless we do that and we come down here. Okay, so that's beautiful for GJ. Now next up is the following. Let's dive into gold in a second here. Let's do, where is gold? Where is gold? Gold right here, beautiful. Okay. So what I said before was, dollar came up aggressively. Gold didn't. Usually that could occur as potentially gold wanting to push up. You know, the job of gold is not completed yet here. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying that is because why is it now that when the dollar now comes down here, that gold at this particular moment actually is reacting to this particular level and is now pushing further up. Okay, so what I want to see one more time is at this particular moment I want to pull back up here one more time right now towards that upper range here. This is going to be full of manipulation. I'm going to tell you this already. Every single time when we build like a 30-minute range and there is a big news week, we're going to manipulate the highs, we're going to manipulate the lows, and whenever you think that we're going to break out here, we're going to come down and we're going to reverse here. So what I'm always trying to do, this is the playbook I'm always looking for right now. Whenever I see a very clear range of gold, I'm going to wait for gold to get out of the range. Very simple. And manipulate, okay? This is the probability I am personally looking for. It doesn't mean that you should do the same thing right here. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm personally interested in. So the reason why is because I have been seeing this happening over and over, and I've found the best entries using this particular method right now at this current stage of gold right here. So one more time, what I want to see is either I want to see a breakout here, and I want to see that reaction. I do not want to see a strong continuation push. I want to see, you know, some internal weaknesses, and I want to flip and push us further down, or the other way around here. So there are two scenarios where we could break down here, okay, come down, and we do the same thing. We start building, consolidating right here. We're not really moving a lot here, and we're then pushing further up, manipulating the lows, giving us the best possible entries. So rather than entering within that range here, okay, guessing some sort of random direction, what I want to see is I want to anticipate on the aggressive move. I want to get in when most people get stopped out, or when most people, you know, trying to get their buy stops or sell stops activated. I think that's the better way of approaching gold for myself. So that's what I'm personally waiting for. Either a breakdown, looking for the manipulation, break up, looking for that manipulation. I do believe that this is a big chance. This could happen. Based upon that here, I'm going to execute my trade position here. All right. Last up is another one here, which could be potentially, this particular range, a very strong expansion. Okay. And if it's a strong expansion, which is a different story, then you're going to see some sort of pullback, you're going to see a retracement, and you're going to see the continuation most of the time in that particular direction down here. So there are 3 directions right now possible, in my opinion, where I'm just going to execute on the expansion for gold. Okay, and I do believe that in 10 minutes from now, we're going to see that expansion happening. So I'm very curious to see what actually will happen. Hopefully we can anticipate on a move with gold here, and hopefully we can do this live. That would be actually the ideal case scenario right now. Okay, any questions? Let me know in the chat here. We have 8 more minutes for gold here to make a big move for us. All right. Let me know what you guys are doing. Are you guys long on gold? Are you guys short on gold? I know some of you guys are already in gold at this particular moment. The range is between 2049 and 2035. All right. We have been really ranging already the whole week, practically in between here after that major expansion of 385 pips to the upside already. Okay. So overall, I'm very curious to see what you guys are thinking here. In the meantime, guys, make sure you smash up that like button. And if you're new, hit the notification bell, okay? Bennett says, patiently waiting for a breakout. Not in any positions right now. Jamie says, staying out of the market at the moment. Snowfall, how about the S&P 500? Yes, we're going to talk about that one in a second here. We have news coming shortly. We're going to talk about the S&P. Ivy says, I'm long to 2063. There we go. Oil going to the moon. You know, guys, we talked about oil. All right. We talked about oil here. So we have some little time here. Yes, we have the S&P also set up here. Let me see if we can find oil for you guys. Oil right now, 79 bucks. All right. We are going for it. We are expanding. Oil is finally coming and doing its thing right here. Ooh, $74 seemed to be the low. Okay, so we talked about oil. We're now expanding to the upside here. Like we said, we're looking for that higher range for oil right now. We have seen a daily closure above previous resistance. Strong confirmation. Next candle comes along. Okay, and what does the next candle do? It comes down first, right here. Okay, let me highlight this for you quick. Right there. It comes down first. Okay, and then right there, it starts flipping that candle, okay? That flip is usually an amazing potential entry for you. So if you can wait simply for a daily closure, when you're breaking above certain important levels for this, in particular, this commodity right here, you first of all avoid a shit ton of manipulation. Second of all, you wait for that price to induce further to the downside, to induce either shorters. You wait for that candle flip on the daily, and you enter your position right at that flip, and you take that up here. Stop loss goes then below that candle flip formation. Like we said here, guys, I'm still particularly bullish on oil right now, as you guys know. All right, we have been talking about oil for 2 weeks here. How many minutes do we have? 5 more minutes for the news. Okay. One particular setup here, quickly. Let's go over some setup. We talked about GJ. Another one, interesting one. Okay, GBP Canadian dollar. Look at that, beautiful. Very simple. This is the monthly chart here, but I'm going to go to the hourly in a second here. Okay, high, high, low. Okay, we broke it. This is a monthly high. Think about that. We broke above it here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles, retested it, and now we're breaking highs here. Almost closing the month of November. That's why I'm looking at the monthly, okay? Tomorrow we close the monthly candle. So this is extremely important. 8 hours left for this closure above that particular threshold. So what I'm interested in, guys, and this is going to be crucial for us, GBP Canadian dollar, 1 hour chart, looks absolutely stunning, okay? So if you're looking for an entry, look at this beautiful consolidation. We talked about this one before. Expansion, beautiful breakout. Looking for that pullback, back towards this low, the naked point of control, 171,721. I'm going to place a long position. My stop loss is going to be 171,307. Okay, that's going to be my stop loss. So my stop loss is going to be right below. My entry going to be at the point of control, and I'm going to look for further long continuation to the upside. Okay, GBP Canadian dollar sell or buy signal based upon the higher time frame, based upon the Canadian dollar and the difference between the British pound and the current strength of the British pound against other currencies as well here. Okay, so really beautiful range, higher time frame bias, looking for a potential flip here. This could be an amazing position. Usually I'm not really a big fan of smaller exotic pairs, you could say. This one is still okay. This one is still doable. Okay, beautiful, beautiful position here. So one more time, I'm going to place a long position at 171721. My stop loss is going to go right below that last low. Oh, that makes sense. All right. Francisco says Euro Japanese yen. Yeah, we have like, what, 3 more minutes for the news. Then we're going to go back to the dollar. Ooh, the dollar is getting rejected heavily here. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting before the news here. So, like I said, my gold trade is going to come when we break out of that range. Okay. I'm seeing this is a no trading zone right now at the moment. I'm going to wait and I'm going to react based upon this particular reaction. Okay. So that's going to be an interesting one to look at. We have like, what, 2 more minutes left here. So we will talk about the Euro Japanese yen maybe after here. We had 3 trades in a row, 3 winning trades in a row. Yesterday, another small trade here. Very, very nice. Very, very good. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Let's wait. 2 more minutes here for gold, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Dollar is currently getting rejected. Okay. Dollar has been breaking out though. So, hey, either going to be like one more time. Okay. We're going to either flip this and I'm going to close a 1 hour candle above it. Okay. Above the 103.320 for continuation. Okay. Gold will drop, most likely. If that doesn't happen, okay, we might be able to potentially get into a long position here for gold. However, there is one layer though, and that is the retest of that trend line. Okay. And usually I'm not really a big fan of just trading trend lines right here. But in this case, you know, this is as clear as it can get, okay? If we start to push back right now, and I think this is important to mention, we have 1 more minute left, all right? If we start to pull back right now and we're gonna bounce off this particular level right here and we come back into this internal range as well, because we also have this internal range to mention right here, okay? This particular internal range, we're going to react from it and we could bounce from that, then gold could break out and reverse, okay? That's the play I want to make here. So I'm not going to trade the dollar, I want to trade gold, obviously. So there are a couple of very interesting scenarios here, which we're going to find out, right? Let's get it sorted and let's go to the news here real quick. You know what? No, we're going to keep it on gold. We're going to keep it on gold. We're going to talk about the outcome in a second here, okay? Very, very good. Paolo, my man, hope you're doing well. We have 5 seconds left. Let's go. Show us what you got. 241 at the moment. There we go. There we go. Pushing down. We're pushing. Are we flipping this candle here? Let's see. Let's go. Let's take this to the 1 hour chart right now at the moment. Nothing crazy so far here, okay? Gold pushing up. Gold is pushing up at the moment. Getting pushed down again. Nothing spectacular at this particular moment here. We are starting to make some change, but it's nothing spectacular. We're back at where we were. Oh, look at that, guys. Wow. The volatility is kicking in here. That's what I like to see. Volatility is kicking in right now. 240. Look at that reaction here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's why we stay out of the market. At least that's why I'm staying out of the market here. Let it do its work. I'm gonna enter a little bit later. That's my plan here. Okay. Wait for it to break out. Give me an extra confirmation. I will get into gold. Definitely. XRP says, I work at a local coin gold shop, and let me tell you, starting about 2 weeks ago, people have been really starting to buy PMs heavily again, and it's exciting. Yeah, so gold is definitely, getting bought up tremendously. Actually, amazing that you shared this with me, by the way, because it's definitely the case that the accumulation phase has been starting or has been already starting for a long period of time here. And that gold, in my opinion, is heavily suppressed in regards to what we are trading here at this particular moment, which is $2,000, $2,040 here. But look at that, guys. Wow. Pushing back down again. Okay. In a range, anything can happen, okay? The reason why I'm always careful with these particular ranges, especially if the dollar is showing you a pre-run, okay, a front run here, where we break out before the news already, that's where I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious here. And the reason why is because keep in mind that everything that you have been trading before, okay, over the last 2 days right now, this is all information. This is all data. This could all work against you when you're trying to enter within that particular range. Therefore, I'm going to wait for that expansion and then that manipulation. So we call that the, accumulation, the manipulation and distribution, or whatever you're going to call it. I personally call it the consolidation, the expansion, and then the retracement, which could turn into the manipulation to the other direction based upon the confirmation here. So I'm going to actually wait here a couple more minutes, guys. Let me know what you guys are currently doing. Are you guys currently in gold? What's currently happening here? Some people were long. Anyone short on gold right now? Ulana says gold is in a valid buy. I've been on the trade since yesterday. Still watching it. Still watching it. Asad Karim watching it as well. London Drone Eye Films, gold just hit the fair value gap, the premium range where I'm selling from C at 2030. Yeah, we're going to find out, okay? We're going to find out in a couple of minutes later here. Now let's dive real quickly, and this is important, into the S&P 500. Also curious to see how we reacted here. We did not really react, guys. But there's one thing I would like to show you right now, which completely changed my whole bias here for the S&P 500. Based upon, a couple of different variables, a couple of different conferences that I would like to share. Before we go back into gold here, okay, we have seen a major expansion here right now. And we're now kind of in that, that weaker, that parallel 45-degree parallel channel, okay? At this particular moment, guys, this in general is not really looking that bullish to me right now, okay? I think we're kind of looking exhausted. Okay, we're starting to look exhausted here on the S&P 500 right now. We will talk about the Nasdaq as well here, but the S&P at this particular moment, guys, this is what I don't like to see anymore. Okay, 4,537. If we close an hourly candle below this, or 30-minute candle here, I'm gonna look for a serious potential short potential here, or short positions here, either back at that range, followed by that continuation there. Okay, and there is not just an S&P 500 chart with a pattern and a channel that I'm looking at. Now, there is also a thing called the volatility index right here. And what I would like to mention to you guys right now is that we're back at very, very crucial lows, okay? The last time we got there was roughly 13th of September, okay? A couple months ago already. Before that, roughly in June 2023. Every single time when we tap into this particular level, we tend to bounce, okay? And if we bounce, and we bounce heavily, we will see a potential strong negative correlation happening with the indices, okay? More volatility means potentially also more fear. People start to potentially sell off their positions right here. Extreme greed right now in the stock market right here. So what has happened, okay? Let's zoom in quickly. Very important stuff. This has all to do with what we're currently seeing here, okay? And that is a manipulation of the previous lows, okay? So you have these lows right here, 3 times in a row. 2 candles, 3 daily chart, taking out these lows right now. If we're seeing this closure, I do believe we're gonna see some sort of bounce happening here based upon the S&P 500 and the way we are looking right now. It's not my favorite, in my opinion, for further continuation long. What I wanna see is that breakdown potentially below for continuation to the downside. So if we see this happening, guys, I'm definitely interested in finally starting to look to short the S&P 500 here, okay? Hope that makes sense when looking at the volatility index. And the dollar so far is holding up very, very nice, okay? Gold is potentially pushing us down. There we go. Gold is right now holding us back here. However, we are still in that range, okay? We are still in that range at the moment. Now, let me know if there are any questions right now, guys. Very important stuff. Will there be a giveaway at the end? It's a good idea for next time. That sounds good, okay? Absolutely. The news is good or bad of the dollar? Very good question here. Let's go over this real quick. I think this is important to mention. Core PCE came out as expected, okay? Jobless claims came out better than expected. But this is better. This is good stuff, okay? Keep in mind that 3.5% is a really good outcome right now. But the initial jobless claims came out a little bit lower than expected as well here. So nothing spectacular here, but gold is holding back, okay? This is not a big move, in my opinion, okay? Keep in mind, we opened this candle right here at 2040-ish. We're right now, or 2041, we're right now at 2039. I think we're gonna, we're gonna slow down a little bit here. I think most of the volatility will come along when the New York Stock Exchange will open up here, which is gonna be in about 40, 45, or 50 minutes from now, okay? So I would definitely wait here for that move to happen. You guys know the strategy for gold. I'm gonna stay out of the market. I'm gonna wait for a move. I'm gonna wait for it to come out of the range. I'm gonna look at how strong that expansion is gonna be. And based upon that, I'm gonna try to find my way into a position here for gold, okay? So the goal is here right now to go back into the family, okay? The V3 trading floor. We're gonna open very, very soon here, guys. Keep in mind that we have been streaming here all day, every day since the London already. 5 people already streaming. It is absolutely incredible. Okay, I'm gonna join here. Usually I join in around the New York Stock Exchange open. And if I see an amazing opportunity, I'm gonna be there for you guys. I wanna do one more charts right here. 1 or 2 more charts for you right now. So if you are interested in looking at some analysis here, then this is the moment. Ask me anything, okay? Let's go over 2 more charts here before we head into the V3 trading floor, okay? US30, okay. Bogey says US30, Asim says US30. Beautiful, okay. Yeah, let's do the US30 indeed. Let's see how the US30 is looking like right now. US30 is outperforming potentially any other particular indice right now. But this also counts for the US30, guys. So we are at the resistance right here. The resistance level is at 3,000 or 35,778 right here, okay? At this particular moment, I do believe that we're gonna come manipulate the highs here, wait for a tap into the 35,778. That's the main confluence I'm personally looking for when seeing and looking at the US30. Like I said once again, guys, we could see the manipulation here, but if we manipulate the previous highs, we tap into previous resistance from a bigger range in the back, and the volatility index shoots up here, breaks internal structure, you're gonna see a massive flush out, okay? So I'm looking very closely at the 35,778 for the US30. Euro Japanese yen? Yeah, okay, Euro Japanese yen, let's do that real quick as well. Euro Japanese yen. Yeah, wow, look at that. That was, yeah, we still came down here. Euro is absolutely underperforming here right now at the moment. We are starting to see a little bit of a pullback though, guys. So do take that in consideration. Do I see a setup for now? Let me see here real quick. Let me see what we have here real quick, because this is important to mention right here. Okay, wait for a higher high. That's number one. Higher high at 161.469. Japanese yen basket. Need to break them below the 6,679. All right. We might see continuation in the short term, okay? This is just a quick in and out trade, guys, okay? We have been trading Euro Japanese yen on the 30-minute, 1 hour chart here for a while. Beautiful, beautiful winning trades here, but for now we could see that bounce overall after that massive expansion here. If we break above the 161.469, we close above it, we could lead into continuation back towards, one more time, the range that we mentioned before, which is this high, which is unmitigated. An untested range right here, which I think could provide us with a potential flush out of the previous internal highs as well here. Look at all that buy side that has been built up here, still right here above while being under that beautiful range. So I'm still leaning towards a breakout if that happens here. Might see it coming for it to then, but this is a bit of long-term thinking here, coming back down again, okay? I've been seeing this happening many times before, where you flush out the temporary liquidity built up here, coming back into the top range, which is a major swing point, pulling back up, rejecting, continuation in downtrend right here for the euro against the yen at that particular moment. Okay, keep in mind it's on the 50-minute time frame, so this could be something interesting here. Okay. Thank you guys very much here. Hope that helped a little bit today. For gold, one more time. Like I said before, I'm very interested in trading gold. Okay, I keep a very, very close eye on the gold chart right now as well. Okay, I want to make sure that that once we're breaking out here, that I'm potentially going to execute a position here. So far, it could easily be that we're just going to roll around and stay within this range for now. Okay, and that we're still not moving a lot here, okay? We're coming down a little bit, we're getting butt up again, okay? Could easily be the case. So at least give us that confirmation above or below before I'm even getting interested in gold, because I just want to provide or benefit from the volatility here. Okay, guys? Now, thank you guys so much here. I'm going to see you one more day tomorrow, as always, every single day, 8 a.m. EST. I'm going to be there for you. Right now, it's time to head into the beautiful, beautiful V3 trading floor. Streaming with the other fellas right here, winning more trades, making more money, most importantly, learning better how to trade, okay? Currently, we're still closed, yet we're gonna open very, very soon. So keep a very close eye on it for all new people here. Much love, guys. See you tomorrow. Ciao.